All right. Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome back. Okay. It's Friday. So Friday is what? Come on now. It's payday. Pay yourself. Make sure your money is working harder than you are. That's the only way you're going to stay ahead of inflation and have a decent retirement. Uh, Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's get right to it. Okay, so I guess the big story of the day was yesterday was Tesla, right? And I want to show you something, um, how it's dangerous to be a day trader, or in this case, even a swing trader. I want you to imagine for a second. I want you to imagine for a second um, that you were in Tesla options yesterday, but you were on the wrong ones. Let me show you something. If you're on the charts, this is a Tesla chart. This is the 1 minute chart. If you go on the top left here and hit trade, that's where you'll see the options. On the left side, you have calls. The right side, you have puts. So let's see if we could take a look at the 275 puts from yesterday. So here's the 275. Here's the strike price, right? And these are contracts that are expiring today. If you hover your cursor over either the bid or the ask on the puts, here's puts, and you right click and you come down to more info, right? And then go over and hit TOS charts, and it'll have one square highlighted. If you hit that, now it is giving you a chart on the 275 puts. Now, this is just yesterday. Here's the open from 9:30. The puts were trading at 5 cents. And by the end of the day, they had reached, or by, let's say, what is this, 20 minutes after 3, they had reached almost $12 a share. So you guys go do the math and tell me. So let's say 12 minus 5 cents divided by 5 cents. I don't know. What's the percentage of that increase? Imagine if you're on the wrong side of this trade and just something as stupid as a feud between Donald Trump and Elon Musk did this to your money. Um, you have to be very careful. And I'll tell you something right now. If you're going to trade, and everybody's out there now looking to trade Tesla today, because what do traders want? They want volatility. But I'm going to take an educated guess here and say that the news between Musk and Trump is not over yet. There's going to be more, and it's going to be hyped up probably more than it is, because that's how news organizations on the internet make their money, with clicks and right. So they're going to do everything and anything they can to amplify this feud between Trump and Musk, even if it isn't amplifying between those two guys. They're not going to. The media is not going to care. They're going to say, "Ah, we're going to amplify this anyway, in any way we want," and that's going to create some volatile swings in the price of Tesla stock. And God help you if you're on the wrong side of that. Now, me personally, I'm just going to sit back and watch. There's no way that I'm trading this today. And I think over the next week or two, you might want to be very careful with your trading. You better have that stop order ready because the Tesla could affect other stocks as well. Um, so you really need to be careful. Um, if you're not familiar with me from my previous videos, I worked in the margin department of a broker dealer for 22 years, and I saw a lot of people you know, get creamed by moves like this and news. And we know this from the last couple of years how news has moved the market during COVID, and on the bright side, we had a good jobs report. So as you can see, that pushed the market up. Let me get off the hour chart, go to the 5 minute. That pushed the market higher in the pre-market, and we'll see if that can continue today or what's going to happen. But as always, I'm going to be out here risking my money so that not only I can learn, but you can learn too. You can learn from my wins and learn from my losses. So I'll get back when a setup opens up. Okay, just to go over what I'm looking for today on the ES. Here's this trading range between 59.72 and 6,000. For me, this is a no trade zone. And now we've broken above the 6,000, and I'm looking for a retest of 6,000 and see what is going to happen here. If we break below that and fell, I may take some puts back down to 59.72. We'll see what happens. But that's pretty much my setup for today. I'm going to take it easy Friday, especially with the explosive news out there between Musk and Trump. Um, I just want to take it easy on Friday. I had a decent day yesterday. Like I said, I'm still a new trader, and as a new trader, I really implore you to just go for small wins. Put a small amount of your net worth to this. What's your net worth? You've all probably had basic accounting in high school, right? It's just your assets minus your liabilities. What you own versus what you owe, right? And I would not include your house in this if you have your house or your car because those are things that you can't go on a website, click a mouse, and sell it in 2 seconds. I'm talking about your cash, your stocks, your ETFs, your bonds, things like that. What is your net worth? So if you have $50,000 in liquid net worth and you owe $10,000 on a car payment and $3,000 on a credit card payment, right? So your net worth is really $37,000. Got me? So what do you use to trade? I would say 5% of that, right? 5% of that. So go ahead, do the math, people. 37,000 net worth times 0.05. You're talking about 1,800 bucks. That's what your bankroll is in a brokerage account used for trading. That's it. If you want to do more than that, then I think you're foolish. You're going to take an unnecessary risk with your money. And of that, so now you have $1,800, right? in your account. So the amount you're risking on any one trade is 90 bucks. I'm saying 5%. Maybe you can go to 8%, but on any one trade, I would only be risking $100 if that's your bankroll. So you have to figure out what's your net worth, your liquid net worth, your something that you can, your assets are, or your liquid assets of this equation, and that's what you can sell with the click of a mouse, right? Or what you could take out of your bank at a trip to the ATM, right? And then subtract out what you owe, your car payment, your credit cards, whatever else you owe. You owe your friend an IOU. That's money you owe somebody. So deduct that from your liquid uh, assets, and that's your net worth. And from that, I would only take 5% and put it in an account. And you're probably saying, oh, Uncle Pete, how the hell am I going to get rich? How am I going to get? I see these guys on YouTube. They're making $20,000 a day trading. They're trading with a $200,000 account, a $500,000 account. Maybe you get lucky and you'll make it there. There's no reason to go crazy when you're young and you're trying to build some wealth. Don't screw up your future by risking too much of your money into this. I just explained to you, if you were on the wrong side of the Tesla trade yesterday and you didn't have a fast trigger finger on that stop loss, you were wiped out. You were wiped out. And I'm telling you, there are plenty of people. If I called my friends who still work in the business at margin, in the margin department, if I called them and said, "Hey, how many people got their shorts blowtorched yesterday on Tesla?" They'd say, "Well, how much time do you have?" A lot, a lot. And I'll tell you something right now. The people who are on margin with Tesla yesterday, their brokers did not wait for their clients to close their trade. Their broker went in there and closed it for them. If you read your margin agreement, it will say the broker does not have to contact you before they liquidate your account because you're playing with their money. Go ahead. I dare you to read your margin agreement. It's in there. They do not have to call you. They don't have to get your permission to liquidate your account. You're playing with their money. You sign that agreement and it says they can go into your account, and you're aware that they can go in your account anytime they want when your account is in trouble and close your trades. I did it many, many times in 22 years. And people call up, they get a customer service rep, and the customer service rep passes them on to me, and I would explain it to them. Sir, ma'am, it's in your margin agreement, right? And we have to protect the firm and protect the customer too, because customers are idiots. They're stupid. You know, a lot of them were just gamblers. And I'm going to do a video on margin, and I would hope that you don't. Now, if you're trading futures, you have no choice but to be on margin because futures contracts are heavily leveraged. And I'm going to tell you, your futures broker is going to close you out if you're in trouble. They're not going to wait for you and beg you to close your trade, right? They are running reports continuously all day looking for accounts that are in trouble, and they will take you out automatically. Automatically. It's not like, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, when we didn't have the systems to automatically take out an account, although some brokers did, but where I was working at the time, they didn't have that. We'd run a report, filter it for the troubled accounts, and get in there and manually trade them. But today, They have programs they'll automatically take you out if your equity falls to a certain percentage or dollar amount or whatever the case may be. So be smart. Don't put a lot of money into this. You know, as you get older, you could slowly fund the account. It's fine. You don't have to get in there and try and mimic what these other guys have been doing, these other traders making all this money. You know most of them are full of it. They're liars. I've seen these videos with the captions, the thumbnails that say this trade works every time. 100% return in 10 minutes. 15 minutes after the market open, I made $50,000. I do this every morning, and then I go to the beach or whatever the stupid thumbnail say on the videos. Come on, you know that's BS, and but it's very alluring because you hate your job, you want to make money, you want to drive the cars these guys are driving, right? Even though some of them are just like renting them and then taking their picture in front of them or whatever the hell they do, you know. And I'm not saying everyone. I know some traders out there, and I don't know them personally, but people that I follow who do really well. And they're not full of it. They're not scam artists. All right. So just be careful out there. Don't try and grow up too fast, as far as your finances. Don't get ahead of your money. Respect your money. Don't try and become wealthy next Tuesday. I can see the market is really on a tear right now. That's really good. Let me go to the 2 minute chart. How nice is that? All right. So I'll come back when I see a trade. Hoping for a pullback here and a hold to the 6,000 mark, so I can go long and buy some calls. All right. I'll see you in a bit if I get a setup. All right. I don't know what happened. I thought I was recording my trades, but I don't know. My computer's been acting weird today. Both screens went black and then came back. I don't know what that was from. But anyway, so I took 3 trades today. Let's go over the first one. At 11:20 was, where was that? Yeah, that was right here. Right here. I actually, we had a break. I don't know what had those. My levels just fell off the chart. But there was a break below a level I was looking at, which was like right about here. It was right about here. And we had a break below a retest and a fail. So I took 10 puts at 11.20 and at $2.63, and I got stopped out 10 minutes later right here at $2.28. So that was a loss of $363. That one hurt. And then 11:48, I bought 10 calls. So 11:48 was right here. We had crossed above the 9 EMA, above this level. So I went long 10 calls at $2.30. I put a trailing stop in and got stopped out at 245. So that was a $136 win. And then my final trade was at 1240, which was right here. we had gone below the 9 EMA, and actually I think this was a little higher there. Um, we had gone below, so I took 10 puts at $2.49 at 1240, which was right here, and then I got out right at 1255, which was on this green candle, and that was the perfect trade. I got out at $2.88 on 8 and $2.87 on 2. So that was a win of $374. So for the day, I was up 148.25, and for the week, I was down 55.81. So let me show you. So here's my trades. Here's the buy to open 10 at 263, closed at 228, and then I went in on 10 calls at 230, got out at 245, and then I went back in and 10 puts at 249, got out at 280, 287, and that's it. So that's my trading for today on Friday. Hope you all have a great weekend. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I got a whole bunch more videos coming up on. I got everything from levels. I think tomorrow I'm going to try and do a Q&A, see if anybody pops in on a live stream. I'm working on a thesis for a swing trade. I'm going to talk about wheel strategy, a different strategy on the 9 EMA. I got a lot of stuff coming up. Um, so stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, give it a like, and I will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend.